My grandmother died when I was 14. She was the closest thing I ever had to safety. Warm hands, soft voice. The kind of person who could quiet a storm just by being in a room. So when I first saw her in my dreams 3 months ago, I didn't think it was strange. But the dream wasn't like how people describe visits from loved ones. She didn't sit beside me or smile or hold my hand. She stood completely still at the foot of my bed, her posture stiff, her head lowered a little, as if she was inspecting something on the blankets. Her eyes looked darker than I remembered, not cruel, just searching, like she was trying to see something I couldn't. I always woke up with a weight on my chest, like someone had been sitting there for hours. At first, I blamed stress. I thought grief had just found a new way to remind me it was still around. A few weeks later, I was on my phone late at night, scrolling through random horror pages. Most of it was silly. Stories about mirrors, shadows, and sleep demons. Then I saw a post with a photo almost exactly like my dream. A ghostly figure hovering over someone sleeping. The caption said, "If you dream of a ghost or a dead loved one, it means their spirit is actually in your room watching you." I felt something cold slide through me. I closed the app and put my phone face down. But that thought, it wouldn't leave. That night, I dreamed of her again. Except this time she wasn't at the foot of the bed. She was standing beside me, close enough that I could see the faint shine in her eyes. 3 nights later, I heard footsteps in my room. Not the house creaking or pipes settling. Real footsteps. Soft. Careful. Like someone was walking barefoot across the carpet, trying not to wake me. When I opened my eyes, no one was there. But the air had a different feel to it. Dense. Heavy. And I swear for a moment, I smelled something familiar. That old floral perfume she used to wear. The one she bought in bulk because it was always being discontinued. I sat up slowly, the hairs on my arms standing straight. Something had been in the room. I could feel it lingering, watching, waiting for me to fall asleep again. I downloaded a sleep recording app because I needed proof that nothing was happening, that the footsteps were just my imagination or my heartbeat in the pillow. The first half of the night was normal, soft breathing, sheets shifting, but at exactly 3:14 a.m., everything changed. My breathing was steady, I could hear that clearly. And then, layered beneath it, a whisper. A woman's voice, not angry, not threatening, just present. Soft enough to feel like it came from right above the microphone. It said, my name. Quietly, like someone checking if I was awake. I replayed it 7 times. Each time I felt the same icy pressure between my shoulders. I checked the sleep app's automatic photos. It takes snapshots when it detects movement. Most of them were just darkness or me rolling over, but the final photo made my throat go dry. A shadow stood by the side of my bed. Tall, still, human-shaped, almost leaning forward like it was studying me. My curtains were closed. The door was shut. No lights were on. The shadow shouldn't have been there. Not unless something stood between me and the camera. When I zoomed in, I saw the faint outline of cheeks, a nose, and hollow-looking eyes staring directly at me. Over the next few days, certain parts of my room felt cold. Not the AC is leaking cold, but the cold you feel when someone stands too close without touching you. It always started at the edge of the mattress. Every time I sat down, I could feel a drop in temperature. One night, the cold spot moved. It settled near my feet, like someone had stepped closer. My blankets dipped a little, like a weight had pressed down. I tried to stay calm. Told myself this was stress. Told myself grief can twist the mind. But I couldn't ignore the sense that something was getting more comfortable in my bedroom. The dreams changed. She stopped standing at a distance. She stood so close that I could feel her breath on my cheek. Her mouth opened and closed like she was trying to speak, but no sound came. Her eyes trembled like she was straining to form words. When I woke up, I heard a whisper right at my ear. Not in my head, not in the room, right at my ear. It said, "Wake up." Soft, urgent, too real to ignore. I turned slowly, terrified of what I might see, but the room was empty, even though the whisper still seemed to hang in the air. Act 8. The Realization. I started looking into dream visitations, sleep hallucinations, paranormal encounters. Everyone online had an opinion. One post stood out. Someone wrote, "They appear when they need to show you something." Another person replied, "No, they appear because you let them." I didn't know which idea scared me more, that something was trying to warn me, or that something wanted permission to stay. Last night was different. I wasn't dreaming. I was awake when the mattress dipped. Heavy, slow, like someone sat down beside me. I could hear the sheet shifting. A faint exhale, then a hand, cold and steady, brushed my cheek. Not a hallucination, not a dream, a touch. I kept my eyes closed because I knew that if I opened them, I would see something leaning over me. And I wasn't ready, but I heard a whisper all the same. "You saw me, so now I can see you." The voice wasn't hers anymore. My lamp stays on now, but it doesn't help. Light doesn't stop it. It only shows where shadows gather. Every night I feel the same pattern. A cold pressure at the bottom of the bed, a slow shift of weight, breath on my cheek, and a presence leaning closer. It isn't my grandmother. It isn't even pretending well anymore. It used her shape because it knew I would not turn away. And now, each time I close my eyes, I feel it waiting for me to dream again so it can stand over me and become something new. If you dream of someone who has passed, don't comfort yourself with memories. Ask yourself why they're there. And if the room feels colder when you wake, you might not have been sleeping alone.